Central here. We are gonna go over this game. Not much to touch on, obviously. Very rough game um, on New Year's Eve, but we will cover that and some World Juniors talk. What's coming up and what has happened so far, and we will jump into that right after this. Yeah, so like I said, we'll hopping in the game first, but just right off the bat, Joe's going to be out for a little time, month or two, and we will see where we go from there. But Max is here to join us for the time being, and yeah, if you want to, just introduce yourself really quick. Yeah,
Yeah, hey guys, I'm Max. I've been a Blackhawks fan my whole life, and I'm real into prospects these days. So happy to be here.
yeah, good stuff, man. So let's hop into the game really quick. Just looking at that lineup from yesterday, obviously, uh, killer of a game on New Year's Eve. Not what you want to see um, for such a big day. To close out the year there, and we knew going into it it's probably going to be a rough one, especially with taking the Stars to OT on Friday. We knew that was going to be pretty rough. They're obviously not going to let us, like skate circles. But they took it to us. Final 8-1. Uh, just looking at the lines really quick from pregame yesterday. So we got Bedard 1C, obviously, Kurashev, Foligno on that first line, which I haven't loved that. Just thought that
Okay.
they haven't fit very well. Obviously, he's, you know, 35 now. Uh, just doesn't seem to be keeping the pace. And I know that, you need a force of a player, someone with a little more grit on that line. But I just don't think that they've meshed very well. But Reichel up on that second line,
Yeah,
which is cool to see. With TJ Tyler Johnson, we'll get into him later. I think he's going to miss some time here, but
it sounds like it.
yeah, unfortunately,
A whole new injury.
yeah, not good, not good, man. Even Taylor Radish is obviously out right now, also. So we'll see where that goes. But Gutman sticking with Reichel on that second line, I think they played pretty well together. Just showing their experience from like Rockford, in that short time. But thought they meshed well. Beauvillier on that third line, Dickinson, Blackwell. Blackwell is nice to see him back playing well. Considering
Yeah,
everything he's been going through.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I had actually heard that he was playing a little injured all
Okay.
last year, which would explain the jump after getting so much time off.
Right. Yeah. That's rough. Pretty much a full year. And to be back in the lineup like that, just skating well. Just moving the puck. Right. It's nice to see that because he seems like a decent guy out there. But on fourth line, Donato, Entwistle, Reese Johnson. Looking at the D core, Vlasic Murphy, first pair, Tenorti Phillips,
It's fine.
uh, second
No,
pair.
Nordy Phillips not fine, but
Yeah, not fine that one. Vlasic, he has been, I guess, great considering
yeah,
what's going
he
on.
has surpassed my expectations this whole
Yeah,
year.
definitely.
Like I knew that the organization was higher on him than fans were,
Really.
but
Mm,
I don't even think they expected him to hold his own this well
yeah,
throughout all of this.
right. Just the skating with his size and his defensive play in the D zone, it's definitely impressive for a younger player. Great to see that. But Korchinski on that third pair with Crevier and Mrazek in that, I would call it a rough day. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think I would have gave Soderblom the start yesterday.
Okay.
Because I know we've ridden Mrazek. Is it 3 in a row now?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it
Since
was.
before. Yep.
Yeah. and I know that they were trying to lean on him um, a little more now, because Bloom he's been getting some work with the goaltending staff, and but definitely got to rotate that a bit, when Mrazek's injury passed, definitely need a body in there. But um, if you want to go over the stats really quick, or just a few thoughts from the lineup,
Yeah,
yeah,
I have one specific thought
yeah,
for Dallas.
hmm
You can tell what teams come in with a game plan for Bedard.
oh yeah,
You can tell what teams have video coaches specifically targeting Bedard and how you're going to just
hmm
suffocate him.
right,
There's a few teams throughout the year that it's been clear. Dallas is one of them. They have a game plan on how to handle him, and it's successful.
yeah.
He was taken care of all game.
Hmm. Yeah, like not only when he's entering the ozone, but they're picking him up like center ice, uh, double team, triple team, and they're just bracketing him off,
Yeah,
whether he's trying to get into the zone or just dump it, but he's definitely feeling that force, man. Obviously, not a lot of help right now, but
well, that brings us back to Foligno.
right, yeah,
I I'm just not worried about
hmm
forcing a line together for him right now.
right,
It's just okay. Let me get this out of the way right now. I'm kind of on
hmm
Team Tank in general for this year.
okay, yeah.
I'm so perfectly fine with it being just steady going, just 33.3% win rate or point
hmm
percentage. But I don't know. Did you see Felino's comments after the game?
I I think I did repost that. Uh,
Because it's
let's see.
clear that he is not willing to just give up for the tank, and that's
Right.
awesome. But I think there are some players who are kind of just accepting of
Hmm. Like just
mediocrity this
writing it
year.
out. Yeah.
I think there are some players that know that their spot is not here next year.
Really. Yeah.
A few
You
players
know.
who,
Yeah. Or
what's
yeah.
up?
No, just something that I noticed from Dickinson. Like, let's go back like 2 weeks. Um, where he's really picking it up now. And he seemed a little more in tune, a little more positive when he's contributing.
Yeah,
Uh, hot streak, just an absolute, rock in the middle of the lineup. But just recently, like maybe a week ago, week and a half ish now, you could tell just by his face, man. He sees what the plan is, and um, I think he's just playing his way, to a different team. Uh,
that's what I was going to say. I'm wondering if
mhm,
he kind of has his sights on playoffs this year, if he kind
yeah,
of wants to play his way into being a trade chip.
yeah. That's the feeling that I've picked up
Okay.
recently. Just from his expressions. He's definitely not happy, you
Yeah.
know, in the situation. But yeah. Just a quick look at the lineup. Yeah. Let's see. Ben Pope with that post game
Yeah.
thought. Yeah. Quote from Foligno here. Let's see. Quote: "My only hope for a game like today is we just finally hammer it through our thick heads of how we're going to need to play, and that is not it. That's just not who we are, not who we can be. That's not what we expect in the room. That's not what our fans should expect. That's what pisses me off. So definitely not happy, man. Nick is not happy.
Then there's a follow up. Felino said he really thought the team had turned a corner over Christmas. He had
Hmm.
seen a different group the last two games. That's why he was so upset today. I'm not saying we're not going to have nights like this, guys. I get where we are, the group we are, but we can't accept it, and that's why we have to get it hammered through our thick heads. In this room, we're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get the respect we deserve.
Yeah, basically. Um, it's it's that situation where you could see the end of the line, for the season, how it's gonna go. Because
Yeah, they're not stupid. They all know where this is
yeah,
headed. And that's
right,
why some are responding one way, some are responding
hmm
with kind of just accepting it.
right. Uh, yeah, man. It's definitely more clear to the team, that it's not going to get better quick. The improvements are not going to
Hmm.
come next week. Obviously riddled with injuries, which is worst possible case for the season.
Yeah,
Taylor Radish is out now, Double A. I mean, the list goes on.
yeah. I mean,
Hmm
some might argue that's one of the better cases for the season because
hmm Right.
this is a team that still needs that top six talent.
Yep. Um,
I don't know how much you're following the draft or anything, but
yeah.
is there any specific guy you have your eyes on
Um,
besides Celebrini?
I haven't delve super deep into it, with rankings, but I have picked up like Iserman has been dipping a bit, right?
A little, yeah,
Falling out of that top three discussion, right?
yeah. He may even fall out of the top five
Wow.
because there are guys who genuinely
hmm
are showing they belong there
Right.
and that they are trying in every facet of their game.
hmm
Iserman is seen as a little one dimensional right now.
Yeah. Pure goal
Like,
scorer.
yeah, like
hmm
I love DeBrincat with all my heart, but would you take him in the top five of his draft? I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably
man.
not.
hmm Right. Definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, but someone like Caden Lindstrom, I think I've picked up on his game pretty well, you know, and wherever we land, because I'm not expecting to get number one. Obviously, it's not guaranteed. So, yeah, but we'll get into that down the line.
Yeah,
Just going over some quick numbers. Final score 8-1. Mrazek peppered with shots.
yeah,
41-24 on shots. Face-off percentage a little more even than last game, but not great, right? 54% for the Stars, 45 for the Hawks. Power play, 1 for 3 for both. Didn't really matter on ours though because of the deficit, But penalty minutes 6-6, hits way up 25-5 on the Hawks.
yeah,
Um, Block shots pretty even, giveaways pretty even, takeaways pretty even, but ugly game. Their speed, their skill, their experience, chemistry, the whole nine. They took over on New Year's Eve. Yeah,
yeah. You're not going to throw a hit when you already have the puck.
right.
So that kind of tells a story right there.
Yeah. Just like the first period, 17-6 in shots. Uh, Ugly stuff. Second period, 10-9, a little more even, but that total was running up, and you could feel the pressure all the way through. But I could sleep easy last night knowing that Bedard's on the board with one
Yeah.
assist.
Hmm.
Um, Losing 8-1, terrible, ugly, for that big New Year's Eve game, and but you see one assist there, and it's a little easier, you know, to move on
Yeah.
if you look at it that way. Yeah. But Team USA and Team Slovakia early morning, moving on to the World Juniors, 5 a.m. Chicago time, Central time. Up for that one early, and yeah, if you want to share your thoughts on that really quick, yeah.
Yeah. So early in the game,
hmm
Gavin Hayes is ejected
Yeah.
because of a knee on knee, and it was definitely knee on knee. But I will tell you right now that that was a little bit more on the who was it?
hmm
How do you pronounce that? Pishoja,
Yeah.
Milan
Uh,
Pishoja.
yep.
So he tries to dive out of the way, man, and it's just
Yeah,
dangerous. He didn't. If he had
it's
taken the hit, it
unfortunate
would have been
there.
a much better result. Hayes didn't
Definitely.
extend his leg at all. He went in with the shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what he could have done there because
Yeah.
he was starting to hit regardless. But
Mm-hmm.
let's see.
Yeah, because he was leading with his body. The
Yeah.
shoulder. Definitely not intentional.
Yep.
Gavin
And we
Hayes.
just got
Yeah.
word today that there's going to be no further supplementary discipline for Gavin
Mm-hmm.
Hayes, so he'll
Yeah.
be able to play in the medal rounds, which
Mm-hmm.
is
That's big.
quarterfinals.
Yeah. Big for him. Big
Good.
for us.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Um, let's see here. Just recapping the
Yeah, you got that up.
the points from that morning game, USA Slovakia. Um, almost went back to sleep because I saw
I came
Gayan
close.
was not in net.
Yeah, yeah. They said they were just resting him, but
Yeah,
everyone found that to be a very strange decision because
yeah,
it was an important game for them for
mm-hmm.
seeding because they had the opportunity right there to get first. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. A lot of players have been out sick. I'm curious if he's had little sniffles and they decided it was best. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hopefully he's there for the quarterfinals.
Right.
I don't see how they don't play him if he's able to stand up.
Yeah.
He's
He's
that
been
good.
fire. Yeah. I know Michael Harabel
Mm-hmm.
for where is he from?
Czechia.
Czechia, right. He was electric in net. I believe it was that day or the day before. On Saturday, it might have been. But he's been playing really well, and I think Gayan and Harabel, they're kind of going for that goalie of the tournament type of thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to Trey Augustine. He's
Yeah, right.
impressed me a lot
Mm-hmm.
more than his draft year. It's been very impressive.
Yeah,
I'm a little bit lower on USA's second Fowler, not Cam
yeah.
Fowler.
Jacob Fowler.
Thank you.
Yeah,
He's been fine, but he's been a little shaky. I think if Augustine is healthy, they definitely run with him through the medals.
yeah. Similar to what's his name? Last year for Canada, from
Oh yeah,
Seattle.
yep.
Uh,
Thomas Millich.
Milich. Yeah.
Yeah, that
An
performance got him
absolute.
drafted.
Yeah. Right.
Over age, he wouldn't have been drafted without that.
Right. Uh, great for him. Playing well.
That's not necessarily true. He was on Seattle. He took him all the way to the finals in the
in the dub.
yep, and in the whatever it's called, the whole
World
CHL.
Juniors. Yeah. Yeah.
No, the actual CHL.
Oh,
why can't I think about it?
the what's the name? It's not the Calder Cup, is it? No, it's
Memorial.
Memorial. A lot of names. Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, man. Played great. But yeah, super pissed that Guyan wasn't in net. Obviously 10-2.
Yeah.
USA not great for that decision, but we'll see. Fully expect him to be in net tomorrow morning.
So Martin Misiak, the other
Mm-hmm.
Slovak, I thought his first game was very good.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, it's been a little bit less impressive, even when Slovakia's like completely shutting down other teams. I mean, he's been fine, but that first game got my kind of set my expectations maybe a little too high for what he is.
Right. Yeah. The draft year, he was definitely a like puck hawk, very hounding on the player, just tracking him. But I think he's translated that well, but obviously, like you said, not great so far. But we'll see where that goes tomorrow. Tough matchup with USA. Going over the points from that game, Frankie Nazar.
Yeah. Everyone is talking about the assists. No one's talking about how many of them have been primary assists.
Right.
Almost every single one has just been the perfect setup. And
Mm-hmm.
it's so nice to see because it meant a lot to him actually getting to go this year. I know he was devastated not
Yeah.
being able to go because of hip surgery, which
Mm-hmm.
I believe was actually from the injury started from our development camp,
Really.
The Blackhawks camp,
Wow.
or at the very least, that's what put it over the top and got it to the point where he needed to get surgery.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which, in part, is part of why this year they didn't have any on
Mm-hmm.
ice training.
Yeah. Probably a big factor. Yeah, I was at the development camp.
Oh, you were
Not
nice.
this summer, but uh, last year. Yeah, when he was drafted, definitely most electric
Yeah,
prospect that we had out there, flying. And definitely wanted to show off a little, right? With the prospects being in town. Yeah, that's something that I've noticed with him. Just over his time being back, I, I don't think it's a big drop off, right? But I think there is a little dip in his speed,
I was gonna say that.
right?
I am a believer that I don't know if it's gonna last forever, but he's definitely not
Hmm.
quite at where he was skating wise in his draft
Right.
year. His draft year, he was genuinely
Oh yeah.
a contender for the best skater in the draft.
Hmm.
Now he still has his edge. He still has his edges. He still
Yeah.
has explosiveness, but maybe the top speed isn't quite what it was.
Yeah. That pre-draft,
Yeah,
just looking at his game, I mean, he is an absolute flyer.
yeah,
Picking the puck up in neutral zone, you know, flying it, flying into the ozone. Great plays, great speed. Yeah, but I think it's dipped a bit. Not major, right? But we'll see if that improves or if it stays consistent there. But lots of time to look at his skating. Yeah. Oliver Moore, one primary assist,
yep,
getting on the board there.
yeah. It's
Yesterday. Hmm.
it's been a little frustrating with the ice time thing because Hawks fans
Yeah.
obviously think he's earned a spot somewhere,
Hmm.
but where
Right.
can you put him on this fucking stacked roster?
Yeah. Like Snuggerud,
Yeah,
he's out with
I think he
illness.
was just sick.
Yep, right. For that Sunday game. Nice to see Moore get that opportunity, gets on the board. Awesome.
Yeah,
Um, Great stuff. And we'll see where they go. If Snuggerud is back in the lineup, possibly, probably. Um,
hey,
he'll probably be back. Yeah.
do we have the capability of putting an image on the screen if I send it to you? Do you know?
I think I can. Yeah. Yeah. If you want to shoot that over.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Frank Nazar's tracked stats have been just lights out.
Mm-hmm.
So I sent it directly to you on Twitter.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. And I will pop this up.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
mean, so to
Mm-hmm.
preface, small sample size and teams that they've kind of been able to beat up on a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, these are the best players of the age group,
Mm-hmm.
and he has looked so good. And him and Howard have found that chemistry that was their draft year.
Mm-hmm.
Brindley has been a great compliment to that line, and Nazar's the facilitator,
Mm-hmm.
and he's doing it perfectly. He's been the best facilitator in the entire tournament.
Definitely. He's definitely saucing it up. Um, on the
So
rush.
for
Yeah.
Hawks fans, be excited about that, man.
Yeah.
Be excited.
Mm-hmm. Great stuff from Frankie. Let's see here. I have the chart right here, and let's see if that goes in 3, 2, 1. Boom. If you can
There we
see
are.
that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. If you want to go through it.
Yeah, the X goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like off the charts, but it is fantastic for this tournament. Now
Mm-hmm.
look at those primary assists. Primary assists per 60.
That's
It's
something.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the other thing I wanted to bring attention to,
Mm-hmm.
defensive plays. His line has been good enough to the point where they're not even having to play that much defense.
Mm-hmm.
they have control often enough to where
Mhm.
that's like a misleadingly low stat.
Right. Obviously lined up with Gavin Brindley, uh, awesome player,
Yeah.
second rounder, right? Uh,
Yep. He shouldn't have dropped to the second round.
right, man.
I think I had him
Mhm,
16th or 17th
mhm.
overall. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, an
But
absolute spark plug, right?
you see the size bias every year, and it makes it fun, but it's
Yeah.
unfortunate for the players that they don't get the recognition they deserve, that they've
Mhm.
earned.
Right. Showing up with that 5-point game,
Yep.
that was it's electric, and Frankie's a big part of that. So that's awesome for him. Awesome for the Hawks. Great stuff from him. And let's see, really quick. I believe Sam Renzel got on the board
Yeah,
also.
he has impressed me.
Right.
He's been a bit better than I expected, to be honest.
Okay. Awesome. Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
There's definitely those lapses. There's
Yeah.
absolutely those lapses, and
Right.
God, it's just the ceiling is definitely it's there, and it's
hmm
so obvious it's there.
Yeah. A few rushes from the D zone to the neutral, just trying to break out, but his skating, puck handling, I I love it. Fluid motion,
Yeah.
great stuff from Sam.
Yep.
Um, definitely
It's
picking it up.
it's gonna take a while, but it's worth the wait.
hmm Yeah, definitely a little while project guy, but making strides. Gavin Hayes, one primary
Yeah.
assist before he gets canned for the game. Yeah.
Yeah. That whole fourth line has been a little underwhelming for me because
Right. hmm
all three of those guys have the offensive ability to
hmm
bring something together, but there hasn't been much of that. And there's a
Yeah.
large part of me that would like to see Oliver Moore get some time on that line.
hmm Yeah. That fourth line, Quinn Finley, Danny
Quinn Finley.
Nelson,
Yep.
Hayes. I believe Danny Nelson, he's 6'3" ish, 6'4".
He might be 6'4".
I think so. Yeah. So bigger body fourth line. Gavin Hayes, 6'2" ish, I believe.
Yeah. A little over 6'2".
Awesome. Yeah, love the build, love the shot, but
Nelson's a little under 6'4". He's
mhm,
I know he's over just 6'3". He's like 6'3" and a half or so.
right. Yeah, I like them pre-draft also.
Yeah.
The size and skill.
I was
Good
thinking
stuff.
I was thinking Danny Nelson was a real contender for our 44th overall pick.
Okay.
I
hmm
was thinking we might target him, but no, we went Roman Cancer off, which it's an exciting one, but that's another one that's going to take a minute.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned this last episode, but yeah, Kantarov getting a little extension in Russia, I
Yep.
believe.
Yeah.
For hmm
So I don't know if you heard, but they are considering implementing a rule that would prevent Russian players from coming over in any sort of timely manner at all.
wow.
Which is so last year that wasn't a rule at all, but people were
hmm
talking about like Michkov's contract and stuff.
hmm
With that rule in place, he could have potentially dropped further than 7. And I'm thinking some Russian players will drop because of that now. Because there's just uncertainty like there wasn't before.
Right. Yeah. Uh,
There's
yeah.
more uncertainty. There was already uncertainty, but
Right.
now
Yeah.
it's like
Now it's almost certain.
real.
Right. Yeah.
You're certain there's uncertainty. Yeah.
Yeah. Not good.
No.
Not great for
So
the sport. Yeah.
I think that may have played a role into why he signed it already in the year.
hmm Okay.
Because he was like, okay, might as well stick with this for like, yeah. It's I don't think anyone in the organization is necessarily annoyed that he's
hmm
not coming over, but I think there are some who would have preferred him getting acclimated to North America
hmm
earlier and having more control over his development,
hmm
which we
Yeah.
just can't have with the KHL.
Yeah. And that's the tough part. In that draft process, the risk. But yeah. We'll obviously look at prospects down the road here. That pretty much wraps up that Sunday game. Just looking at tomorrow, Slovakia versus who was it? Let's see. Who do they have lined up? Slovakia and Finland, I believe. So hopefully Guyan is in net. Misiak probably in lineup. Team
Yeah,
USA, 10 a.m. Central Time.
Central Time. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, they are playing. Let's see, tomorrow Latvia. So
which has the potential to get a little ugly. I
yeah.
encourage all Blackhawks fans to try and tune into that one
hmm
because your boy Frankie's finally getting his first goal tomorrow.
Yeah. Hopefully, right? He's been an absolute saucy
Yeah,
saucer, right? But
he's had his chances, but he's been looking past first, which
yeah, right.
it's working. Why wouldn't you?
hmm
He has the vision to make it work.
Yeah, he's putting up the numbers, dishing, But great stuff for tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. and 10
Yep.
a.m. for USA. Yeah.
Yep.
So possibly we can hop on tomorrow. We might be able to make that work to get a quick recap and maybe a preview of the Hawks next game, which is
I think it's
let's
tomorrow, but what time tomorrow is my question.
let's see here. Just
Yep.
checking the schedule.
Blackhawks at Predators, 7.
7 p.m. Yeah. So we could probably do um, if you're available post game for Hawks and Preds, and then we'll recap World
World
Juniors.
Juniors, hell yeah.
Yeah. So that will be Tuesday. It's already Monday. Yeah. January 1st.
Cool,
Yeah.
man. Well, thanks for having me on. This was
hmm
great.
Awesome.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we will try to be back on tomorrow, Tuesday, January 2nd, post game ish, maybe 10 o'clock. That's possible. So we will get that rolling tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.
Cool,
Keep an
man.
eye on everything. Updates, the beat, instantly, immediately when they drop news. Always going to have it up. But we will wrap that up here and let's go Hawks.
Let's go Hawks. Hell yeah.